Hi everybody, I hope everyone's feeling healthy and feeling well. I really wish we could all be together in class, but the most important thing is that everybody is safe. So I'm going to take the opportunity to just go over with you what online learning is going to look like. So the first thing is, how do you get to school? So in order to get to school, and hopefully some people have had the opportunity to practice already, you're going to need to go to sso.browardschools.com. So once you've gone through there, that's going to be your gate, how you're going to get to everything that you need for online learning. Now it's time to enter school. So in order to get in, you're going to need to have your child's student number. And that number is that really long 06 number, and it's written inside of your child's agenda. If for some reason you don't know what that is, please be sure to email me and I'll make sure that you have that. And you're also going to need your child's password. So your child's password is going to start with an uppercase P, then it's going to be the 2-digit month of their birth, and then with a slash, then it's going to be the 2-digit day of their birth, and then it's going to be a slash, and then it's going to be the 4-digit year of their birth. And that's how you enter school. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you so that you can have an idea of where exactly we're at. So this is single sign-on. And single sign-on is a really good resource because it's going to help you to have access to all the tools that your child's going to need. Now, in order to get to class, you're going to click on Canvas. That's where all the information, like assignments, is going to be. There's also some really great resources that are going to be available on your Clever portal. So if you look, there's going to be access to iReady, and that's where you're going to be doing daily assignments. There's also Discovery Education videos. There's going to be BrainPop Junior. There's also going to be Learning A to Z. So there's some really amazing resources here that you will have access through. So these are all things that the school board is providing for you. So they don't cost anything and everything is right there. So after we've done that, the next thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to go ahead and get ready to go to Canvas. So in Canvas, we're going to be going to the courses and homeroom Moscatello semester 2. I've really tried to make this as easy as possible, so I've turned off a lot of extra things that aren't necessary for your child to use. So the most important things you're going to be looking at is going to be the home button. This is right where we're at right now, and then the modules, and then the assignments. So down below, these are all the different modules that you can find, and they're by date. So the first module is going to be March the 30th. Now, don't get nervous. They did include some extra tabs, but as far as we know, school is going to resume April the 15th. Here's some contact information. You can email me if you have any questions. My office hours are going to be 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. Now, in addition to emailing me, you have an inbox feature. You can click on there. This is where I'd prefer you to leave messages for me, and I'll leave messages here for you too. So it's all in the same place for convenience, but I will be checking email as well. After we went ahead and looked at this is the home page. Let's go ahead and click on the first week. Now here's just an overview of what this week is going to look like. Now I understand you guys are in a unique situation and you're really going to need to make the schedule of when your child's working on things work best for you and for your family. And it's really important for you also to modify things to meet your child's individual needs. Just something to be mindful of though, when you're coming up with a schedule, you really don't want your child to work on any one activity for more than 30 minutes before they have the opportunity to take a break or have the opportunity to work on a different kind of activity. Now, you might have your child at home and you might find that they're really needing a little bit more structure. Here's just an example. If you do have the luxury to be home with your child, this is just a sample schedule, but this is not something that you have to follow. One of the things that you do need to do each day is going to be to do some computer skill practice. And that means that you're going to need to log into iReady every single day. Your logging in is going to be how I know that your child has attended school. So be sure every day you want to make sure your child logs on to iReady. I'd like for them to do 15 minutes of reading and 15 minutes of math each day. Now, this is just a suggested schedule. I put on this particular schedule. I'm on the home page, that first page we looked at. I'm going to post a daily video there. So I'm going to try to include going over what we're going to be working on the day and maybe doing some practice with the kids in the video as well. The next half an hour would be doing the reading assignment. There's going to be a reading assignment that goes along with your child's reading book. Unless I've indicated otherwise, those are going to be assignments where your child can talk to you about the answers of the questions. You might want to have them write it down, but it's not something that you're going to need to submit to me. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later. The next half an hour would be reading practice. And I included links in the module to have books that'll be on your child's level. Now that's a lot of focused activity. So the next thing I put on is 30 minutes of a physical activity. Then after having a nice break, then they can select 3 math activities for the particular lesson that we're working on today. Then the next half an hour would be doing something that goes along with science or social studies, followed by a half an hour break like lunch. And then the next half an hour, I suggest do something as an enrichment. I included an enrichment activity for the week. Other options also include doing more computer enrichment, such as BrainPop Junior, learning A to Z, or a different choice from the single sign-on. Now, these are the activities that are important for you to get done with your child every day. It really doesn't matter what time, it's really what works best for your child. So I put included in here the day of the week, and then it kind of goes down what the activities are for your child. So for example, Monday, the reading lesson is going to be building words that have AR. And then here's a couple books that are going to be on level for most kids. I will be sending out in the inbox some ways to personalize things, especially for reading group number 1, and also reading group number 4 might need some different things to practice. Then for math, on Monday, the first lesson is 9.5. So under 9.5, there's several activities that your child can do. So please select at least 3 activities to complete for the day. The science is something that is hands-on learning. And then I put on the schedule as well that iReady 15 minutes of reading and math, so a total of 30 minutes of computer practice each day. So that just gives you a sense of what most of the requirements are going to be, and it's listed for each day. In order to get to the activities, you can just click on modules. So for modules, listed under, here's the date right here, and then here's the building words activity. And I try to put it in order as it would go. So for example, the very first lesson is building AR words. You can have on a piece of paper, you can go ahead and make these letters and then have your child help to hear the sounds they hear in order to make AR words like b, ark, bark. Now we can change a word. We can change some letters. So we could have ark, mark. So that would be the phonics lesson that goes along with it. If I go to the next page, here's the reading practice. So here's some reading practice on level, some books that are on your child's level. So you can have your child read each one, read each page. Now it's really important when you're reading with your child that you look at the book. A lot of times kids will say words and it might make sense, but those are not the words that he or she is reading. Please make sure that you're looking at the book, and if your child makes a mistake, then please help them. Like they might get to the word Carl. Please don't just tell them the word, help them to stretch it out. Think about what makes sense in it. So we might have Carl, and blending it back together. Sometimes you might need to cover up word endings and have them read the root word and then blend it all together. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the modules. So for Monday, there was practicing AR words. And then there was 2 books for them to practice, Mark the Shark and then Clark's Part. Now, the next lesson on there was math. So the next activity for the day is going to be math. Now, for math, it said lesson 9.5. So there's a lot of activities for lesson 9.5, and it says to select 3 of them. You can kind of preview them and see what you think, what your child would prefer to do, and you want to complete 3 of those activities. So I'm just going to preview it so you have a feeling of what it looks like. Now this one happens to be a student book page, so you could print it if you want. Not everything is paper and pencil though. Now going back to the module, I'm just going to show you some other activities. Some of them are video resources, some of them are paper and pencil. So there's a lot of options to select what's best for your child.
Hi there. It looks like the kids have been digging in the sand pit. I guess they liked the new shovels.
So those are a couple examples of the math lessons that they have available. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the modules where I am. And then here's the assignments for March 30th through April 3rd. So that was just a little preview. So we've already found building AR words. This is the reading practice. These are the math lessons, and then science. So for science, it says, show kindness to a living thing, discuss how you can help a plant or animal, how does it help you? And then there's that practice again. Those are the things that your child is going to be working on, and that's where you can find the resources for them. You might also notice that there's a portion that says assignments. So each week, there's going to be a couple assignments for your child to do. So you want to make sure you get those done by Friday, by the end of the week. So there's a weekly test for lesson 21. That's going to go along with the stories that we've read in the reading assignments. And then there's going to be a short answer that you can go ahead and click on. I'll just give you a little sneak preview because I don't want you starting it yet. It has right here, answer the questions and complete sentences. Then you can submit it. So you might be wondering, how is my child going to be graded? There's going to be the 2 assignments that are going to be done each week. That's where I'm going to be getting some the reading and science and some of the writing grades from. I also have access to how your child has performed on the assigned assessments through iReady. So those will also be some sources of your child's grades, and also how I know your child is attending class. Also with the math, there's also some assignments that'll be linked to me as well. That's how we're going to be able to do it. I've tried to keep it as simple as possible to try to make it a little bit easier because I know that can be challenging. This is just a general overview of how we're going to be using this particular tool. It's new to me. I know it's new for you as well, so we'll help each other to get through it. My office hours are going to be from 9:30 to 12:30 each day. So please, you can send me messages in the inbox, or if you need me to call you, send me a message in the inbox, and I'm happy to give you a call if needed, or email as well. So take care and be safe and healthy.